Everyone doubts you. They think you're not enough. They look down on you. But what they don't realize is you've forgotten your worth. Listen carefully. Because this world you live in, it is not kind, it is not fair, it does not care about your dreams. It only respects power. I was born with pride, royal blood, a prince. But what did that mean? When my entire race was wiped out like insects, I wasn't saved. I wasn't protected. I was enslaved, forced to serve the very monster who destroyed everything I was supposed to rule. Do you understand that humiliation? To wake up every day knowing your destiny was stolen and still bow your head just to survive. That is pain. But you complain about comfort. You break under pressure that hasn't even touched your soul yet. You want greatness, but you fear suffering. Pathetic. I fought battles I couldn't win, faced enemies stronger than me, faster than me, merciless beyond reason. And I lost. Again and again and again. Crushed, beaten, unbroken. Do you know what it feels like? To give everything and still not be enough? To stand next to someone like Goku and realize no matter how hard you push, you're always second? That burns deeper than any wound. That is the kind of fire that either destroys you or forges something monstrous. Most people, they choose the easy path. They quit. They accept weakness. They settle. But I am not most people. There was a moment when I realized something terrifying. No one was coming to save me. No destiny, no miracle, no sympathy. Just me, my rage, my pride, my pain. And in that moment, I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And I started saying, good, good, that the world is cruel, good, that I was broken, good, that I was never enough, because that pain, that humiliation, that endless defeat, it became my weapon. I embraced it. I stopped running from suffering, and I made it bow to me. That is when I began to change. Not into a hero, not into something noble, but into something unstoppable. You want strength? Then stop chasing comfort. Comfort is a cage. It makes you soft, weak, predictable. Pain is where power is born. Every failure you experience, every rejection, every moment you feel like you're nothing. That is your training. But here's the truth most of you will never accept. Discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation fades. Emotion lies. But discipline turns you into a weapon. You think I trained because I felt like it? No. I trained when my body screamed, when my pride was shattered, when I hated every second of it, because I knew something you don't. If you don't control your mind, your weakness will. Courage isn't about not being afraid. I was afraid. Afraid of being nothing. Afraid of being forgotten. Afraid of never surpassing my limits. But I move forward anyway. That's what separates the weak from the strong. Not talent, not luck. The refusal to stop. You don't need to be special. You need to be relentless. Cold, focused, obsessed. Because in this world, no one remembers the ones who gave up. They only remember the ones who refused to break. So now I ask you, when life crushes you, when you fail, when everything you believed in turns to dust, What will you do? Will you cry? Will you quit? Or will you rise? With blood in your mouth, fire in your eyes, and say, is that all you got? Because I am Vegeta. I was broken, humiliated, defeated, and I turned it into power. Now it's your turn. Will you stay weak? Or will you become something the world fears? You think the battle is out there? Enemies, rivals, the world. No, the real war is inside your own mind. Every single day, there's a voice, a weak, trembling voice that whispers, stop. This is enough. You've tried hard enough. You're not built for this. That voice is your true enemy. I have heard it too. When my body was shattered, when I could barely stand, when defeat tasted like poison in my mouth, that voice came for me. It told me to accept my limits, to bow down, to live in the shadow of another. But I did something most of you won't. I silenced it. Not with hope, not with positivity, but with force. I crushed that voice with action. One more rep, one more fight, one more step forward, even when everything inside me screamed to stop. Because weakness is not something you negotiate with. You destroy it. Understand this clearly. Your mind will betray you before your body ever does. So if you cannot control your thoughts, you will never control your life. Look around you. Friends, people, distractions. Do you really think they will be there when you hit rock bottom? No. Everyone disappears when things get hard. That's reality. I walked alone. No cheers, no support, no one believing in me. Just silence. And in that silence, I found something dangerous. Clarity. Isolation is not your enemy. It is your training ground. While others are laughing, wasting time, chasing comfort, you must be building, sharpening your mind, forging your discipline, becoming something they won't recognize later. Loneliness will either destroy you or transform you. Most people run from it. I mastered it. Because when you are alone, there are no excuses, only truth. And the truth is simple. You are either getting stronger or you are falling behind. You want balance? Then accept mediocrity. Because greatness has never been built on balance. It is built on obsession. I didn't train sometimes. I trained every time. I didn't push a little. I pushed until my limits broke. And then I shattered those limits again. That is the difference. You stop when it hurts. I begin when it hurts. You rest when it's uncomfortable. I go deeper. That's why you stay the same. And I evolve. If you truly want power, you must become obsessed. Obsessed with growth. Obsessed with discipline. Obsessed with becoming better than you were yesterday. Not for applause. Not for validation. But because you refuse to be weak, let me make one thing clear. The world does not respect effort. It respects results. You can struggle. You can try. You can give your best. No one cares. Because until you become strong, you are invisible. I wasn't respected because I was a prince. I was respected because I became powerful enough that ignoring me was no longer an option. That is how this world works. Harsh? Good. because it forces you to evolve. Stop seeking approval. Stop waiting for recognition. Stop expecting fairness. Instead, build yourself into something undeniable, something so strong, so disciplined, so relentless, that even your enemies have no choice but to respect you. So here you are, standing at a choice. Remain who you are, weak, comfortable, forgettable, or burn everything that's holding you back. Your excuses, your fear, your limits. Destroy them. Rebuild yourself from nothing. Stronger, colder, unbreakable. Because understand this, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you power. You either take it or you live without it. I am Vegeta. I didn't wait for destiny. I didn't beg for strength. I took it. So now I ask you one last time, when your moment comes, when life pushes you to your absolute limit, will you break or will you rise and become something even you don't recognize? Decide.